Welcome to the Codima tutorial for the VoIP Monitoring and Troubleshooting Toolbox. This tutorial will cover the range of tools included in this toolbox, providing a description of each tool in turn. I'm going to start with the core tools for this toolbox, which are the VoIP Monitoring and VoIP Troubleshooting tools. These tools are specifically for use on SIP and Cisco Skinny networks, and they need to be connected to suitably configured mirror ports or taps to enable them to see the dialogues between the phones and their registration servers, so they can monitor the call setup, clearance and error reporting. And if you also wish to monitor the quality of service, then they need to be configured so you can see the traffic phone to phone. For VoIP monitoring and troubleshooting, you have a series of dashboards. I'm just going to illustrate one of these dashboards in this presentation, and that is the troubleshooting dashboard. This becomes a central point for viewing phone status and also a means of accessing more in-depth information in respect of individual phones. For example, you can access the call log, or you can use the real-time call analyzer to show the dialogues involved in setting up and clearing calls and error reporting. You can access call history, or you can access information on error reports and registrations and much more. For a more detailed understanding of the VoIP monitoring and troubleshooting tools, you should refer to the tutorials covering how to monitor and troubleshoot VoIP networks. It is also possible to enhance the call logging facility I mentioned by using the SQL call logging add-on. This will provide you with a means of permanently maintaining a record of your calls directly to an SQL database. For more information on the SQL call logging tool, you can review the tutorial titled How to Install, Configure and Use the SQL call logging tool. The next tool I'm going to mention is the Frame Flow Analysis tool. This provides a means of analysing VoIP traffic from pre-saved frame files. For full information on this tool, you should refer to the tutorial titled How to Use Frame Flow Analyzer. The next tool I'm going to cover is the VoIP Simulation tool. This tool does not require a mirror port connection. Instead, you would connect it to a free switch port. It will provide you with a method of monitoring the quality of service across different paths on the network. It does this by effectively maintaining a continuous call. For example, you can test the quality of service between points A and B, points A and C and points A and D in this diagram, which effectively means you are testing what the quality of service is when there are phones on segment 1 communicating with phones on segment 2, and when there are phones on segment 1 communicating with segment 3 and also with segment 4. For detailed information on this tool, you can refer to the tutorial titled How to Start Post-Deployment QoS Measurement. The next tool I'm going to cover is the IP pinging tool, which provides a means of checking whether or not devices are operational and also monitoring response times. The information obtained from regularly pinging devices is stored in the pinger history files and can be produced as reports on a daily, weekly or monthly basis. You also have an alarm system that can be used to notify you when devices persistently fail to respond to pings. I will elaborate on the alarm system a little later in this tutorial. For additional information on the IP pinging tool, there is a tutorial titled How to Use IP Pinging Tool. And now I'm going to briefly cover the global alarm system. This tool is designed to provide notification emails or SMS text messages or SNMP traps when alarm conditions occur. These alarm conditions can apply to ping failures or they can apply to statistical threshold breaches. The Toolbox also has its own email client, and for additional information on this and how to use the global alarm system in general, you can review the How to Use Codima Toolbox Alarm System tutorial. And next I'm going to cover two tools, the Protocol Analysis tool and the Passive Analysis tool. To use these specific tools, the Toolbox has to be deployed so that it can monitor the relevant traffic flow, which would involve connecting the Toolbox to a mirror port or a tap. The Protocol Analysis tool is designed to capture and decode frames online. You can see the decode in operation here. And when you stop capture, you can get a more detailed breakdown of the frame decode. You also have post and pre-capture filtering capabilities and a protocol expert system. For more in-depth information on the Protocol Analysis tool, you can refer to the How to Capture Frames and Apply Filters tutorial. The Passive Analysis tool incorporates a number of features, the main one being the live views that will enable the user to view network traffic trends and troubleshoot. These live views will apply to the segment you are monitoring and also individual devices on that segment. More in-depth information on the Passive Analysis tool is provided in the How to View Live Traffic Trends tutorial. The next tool I will cover is the Reports Manager tool, which provides facilities to schedule on a daily, weekly or monthly basis a series of predefined statistical reports as Word documents, and also facilities to instantly create reports as HTML pages. These reports provide you with a means of answering a wide range of questions on the trends associated with the traffic on your network. For example, you can establish who is using the most bandwidth, who's sending ICMP, who's browsing the web the most, which protocols or applications are using the most bandwidth, what priority ranges are being used on the network. This becomes a very valuable tool for both trend analysis and troubleshooting. For more detailed information, you can refer to the Reports Manager tool, Overview and Applications tutorial. And the last tool I will cover in this toolbox is the Remote Manager tool. This tool provides the capability of remotely controlling and viewing other toolboxes. For example, it can be used in conjunction with probes to extend the domain monitored by the Passive Analysis tool. And that completes the tutorial describing the VoIP Monitoring and Troubleshooting Toolbox. Thank you for listening to this tutorial.